Greetings, phoners. Welcome to another MTG NerdPhil video where we are doing some more Strixhaven Standard. We will be focusing mostly on the new schools, most likely, and a couple monocolored decks. And we've been seeing a couple of those float around in the meta as well. So if you want to see more stuff like that, be sure to hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, hit that notification bell so it'll be an easier time finding me in the future. And of course, so you can participate in Fan Submission Fridays where you simply drop an Aether Hub link or copy and paste an entire deck list and say, hey, I want you to try this in a certain rank letter because I think it's awesome. And yeah, I'd love to see what you guys are playing, or make any modifications of previous decks I've played before and say, hey, I saw your deck, but I think I can do you one better. And I want to see what you guys cook up for me. So yeah. So question of the day. You know, the randomizer has been really interesting to me recently. It's only recently I've noticed that, like, I feel like I'll draw like 3 of my same cards, or I'll draw all my tap lands, or, you know, kind of like this weird, just like weird situations. And mostly I've ignored it, but I feel like it's been happening a little bit more often than not. So my question today is, how do you guys, what are your small tips and bits to like hopefully mitigate against the randomizer? So mine is always try to use your dual modal lands from Zendikar Rising, because those come in as lands, even if they're expensive, they're just good overall. So I'd love to know what your guys' tidbits are though. So today we're playing Quandrix counters, which is of course a wordplay. We're playing counter spells with creatures that put +1/+1 counters. I've made a lot of adjustments to this deck just over time. It was really a struggle for me to kind of find a way for this deck to work in the standard ranked while not like drawing too many non-creatures or not drawing them at all. So yeah, this is what I've come up with, but I'd love to see what you guys cooked up as well if you've got a Quandrix decks. So we got 3 Snakes and Veils, great against destruction spells, that target stuff. So we like that. 3 Negates, usually going to be good in most situations. 4 Dragon Guards Elite, because we are playing enough counter spells to where this card is pretty good. 3 Scavenging Oozes for against escape decks, but also against +1/+1 counters. 3 Decisive Now is great in a Quandrix creature deck like this because you can use it as a counter spell or to fight Quandrix Apprentice to get more lands out of our deck or draw into them if we get mana screwed. 3 Oran Reef Ruse. We got this from Zendikar Rising. Pretty good card, applies a good form of pressure. 3 Primal Empathies for the card draw or for the +1/+1 counter, which we like. 4 Questing Beast, because Questing Beast is that good of a card. 2 Tanazir Quandrix, because we gotta play the main dragon, right? We gotta get the mascot into play. Very situational card, but still good nonetheless. 2 Vorinclex to double our counters. Don't need too much of him though, because we're a little bit more mid-rangey, so he's more of a late game turn ender. Symbiosis, mostly for the land. 3 Great Henges for card draw and counters, which we like. 3 Castle of Interest, 6 Islands, 5 Forests, 3 Pathways, and 3 Fable Passage. So again, this deck was very hard for me to build, honestly, because against the current meta, you kind of need to find the right balance. And this deck is very synergistic, so once you lose one piece, you could really go down the drain hole. So yeah, it was honestly probably one of the harder decks I've had to build over the years. And honestly, I still don't think it's in its peak form. But yeah. So, honestly, like, I would rather play, like, Quandrix Ramp, where you just, like, play all your ramp cards and then just ramp into, like, your big, stupid creatures from Quandrix, but, that's just, like, a personal outtake. Oh, okay, we're playing against Rakdos, kind of a traditional, one of the more traditional decks that hasn't had the necessity to change over the years. We still haven't drawn a land. I kept a 3-lane hand, very reasonable, and we still haven't been able to draw our other land for whatever reason. So okay, so gonna play this. I'm gonna play the Reef Ooze here. Very tempting to play Primal Empathy, but I'm probably gonna trade with the Mire Triton here, which is fine. I don't really mind trading with the Mire Triton, so I do have to look out for the Croxa as well, so I do need a Scavenging Ooze as well to really help me out. There is the Rankle. Rats. Okay, so we're gonna lose probably just right off the bat because of this synergy with Rankle and Will Strider, so he's gonna sacrifice a creature. We're gonna lose our 0/1. Probably discard here as well. Probably gonna have to lose the Snakeskin Veil. So he chooses all three options, which is interesting. Yeah. Actually, it might be the Primal Empathy, because Primal Empathy actually doesn't stand very long against, oh, Fabled Passage. I like that. Okay. Now here's the thing. I do have enough mana to play the Reef Ooze and still hold Snakeskin Veil. But mana is still kind of our problem. You can still make a sack a creature, you just play something smaller. So I'm actually going to play the Quandrix Apprentice here. Our opponent kind of got one of the better starts with Rankle and Woestrider, and it's not much our deck can really do against that, so it's going to work with what we have at the end of the day. I knew that was coming, yeah, Claim the Firstborn is such an easy read, honestly. It's like, of course you're going to play that because you have Rankle. Okay, that was a pretty nice draw. Yep, you will not be claiming anything. So I actually don't mind taking life this turn because he might choose sacrifice a creature, but it seems it's be an interesting decision if he did. Okay, wow, he does decide to do that. That's surprising, to be quite honest. I think that we have to lose the Reef Ooze here. Okay, I guess we could have lost the land. Did he draw another creature for Rankle? I mean, Rankle is just a consistent form of pressure because you need to draw two creatures to kind of combat it a little bit. So we're going to play Questing Beast here. Gonna get in for some damage. Does he have enough to escape? I think he does. So he escapes, attacks with Rankle. We lose Questing Beast. Ooh. Wait, I actually... Oh, this might be... It's gonna be a huge blowout for our opponent here. Yeah, because now he can't target it with a Crone War. So that was actually kind of huge. Yeah, it was actually a much safer play to escape with the Woestrider. So does he choose that we both sacrifice? Because if he doesn't and we land Great Henge, then we might be in a really solid position. Oh wow, we might kind of get away with this. This is actually kind of insane. We're actually gonna get away with this. But let's tap properly, mana. Okay. Oh my gosh, that was huge because now the Quandrix Apprentice can be sacrifice fodder. That was actually probably one of our better moments, honestly. That's incredible. Well, we got a little lucky as well, so that's really, really nice. But honestly, that was probably the opponent's biggest misplay. They could have gone with the safer play with the Woestrider, and they didn't, so it's going to cost them, honestly. Yep, that's fine. That's fine. We got our sacrifice fodder already, so... Unfortunately, we did not draw into a creature. We drew into another land. So a tad bit unfortunate at the end of the day. And we are going to lose to that. Because... actually, we're not dead quite yet. But that was an unfortunate series of draws is what happened. So really unlucky. Really unlucky there. We're not dead yet. If we draw into a Vorinclex, I do believe we can win. I do believe we can win. So it wouldn't be quite over just yet. And we have a chance. We actually have a good chance. We're scrying 2, so not the end of the world. It's probably going to choose just sack a creature here. I do predict we are going to lose, though. We got flooded. So, again, I've had a hard time finding the balance. I upped the number of lands just by 2. Okay, well, this is actually huge here. So, I get to scry. Questing Beast. He still blocks, so that doesn't help. Definitely not another Great Henge. I think I specifically need Vorinclex to get me out of this. But Questing Beast does draw me into a land. Or do I just really dig for Vorinclex here? I think I really do just dig for Vorinclex. I think that's my... There we go. That might have been it. Okay. This might be it. This might be it. That's 8 trample damage. 6. I think that might have just been it. Could be wrong. Negates there. That's not super helpful. So... Actually, I did need the Questing Beast. I did need the Questing Beast. I really did need the Questing Beast. I should have kept. I should have kept. Because I could have played both, actually. And they were both hasty. So I actually could have straight up won. Whoops. Uh-oh. Okay. So I should have won. I guess I should have kept the Questing Beast. I didn't do my math, actually. I forgot that that was a 5-4. Let's see what our opponent does. He can't do the pay 1 life, so that actually kind of hurts us. Wait. Wait, did our opponent just... Wait, I think our opponent actually forgot that he loses 1 life when he chooses that mode. Well, I made a mistake. He made a mistake. His mistake was just a little bit bigger than mine. Honestly, that was a hard decision because had I done my math correctly, I would have kept the Questing Beast. But I didn't, so I got really lucky there. But I'm also really lucky that our opponent doesn't know how to math. But don't tell them that, because I want to face them again, so I can... Okay, mono white. Is this one of our tougher matchups, to be quite honest? We do have a turn 2, 3, and 4 consistent. It is going to be tough, though. It is going to be very, very tough. Make no mistake. They got the turn 1 Speaker of them, turn 2 Luminarch Aspirant. This is mono white classic start. Whenever you play against mono white, this kind of stuff, no surprise whatsoever. Is it whenever you gain 3 life? Oh, that's so annoying. Honestly, that's kind of insane. This is actually kind of huge, what we're going to do here. Very tempting to kind of wait, but we do... I think we actually get rid of this guy, because we can still block the Luminarch Aspirant and trade with it next turn. So no attacks. I don't want to trade with a 2/2 flyer. And they're stuck at 2 lands. That's fine. We will... Yep, I will happily make the trade. No problem. You might have something, but... Okay, that's fine. You know what? That's fine. Reason for that is... Oh, and they get the 4/4 Angel. That actually sucks. Okay, I'm going to scoop here then. I don't really have a good decisive way. So I guess I was supposed to beat the Speaker of the Heavens. I don't think that's right, though, because the Luminarch Aspirant just makes the creatures bigger and bigger. So starts like that against a typical meta deck is usually pretty rough. especially for like have like a non-meta deck like Quandrix counters. Like honestly, if they didn't have Speaker of the Heaven turn 1, I'm gonna go ahead and keep this. It is 3 lands, even if 2 of them are tapped. Like, come on, we play 3 Castle Variants and I draw 2 of them that are gonna come in tapped. Like, come on, deck. That's a little silly. I recognize I have no creatures, but I do have options, which is kind of nice. And I just drew into a creature. So, this is probably Golgari, sorry, Witherbloom. Should be using the new term Sacrifice. That's usually what the new meta is, and they have like the crazy, like, you know, Sacrifice whole thing going on, so. Looks like we're going to get removed here, which is fine. It's a 2/2 that makes me look for land. It's just not really like amazing by any means. So removal spell on Quandrix Apprentice is like not that big of a deal for me. Yeah, Heartless Act is a premium removal spell. And the fact that he wanted to use it there, that's a good sign for us, honestly. Again, but this is the issue that we're seeing right now is I'm actually going to negate this. I actually don't want them to learn. It's actually kind of huge. It's kind of like denying them a 2-for-1. So this is the main problem with the Quandrix counters deck, is that you need to find a good creature non-creature balance, and right now we're only drawing our non-creature spells. We drew into 1 Quandrix Apprentice, and so we're still drawing into non-creature spells, but what's super important here is to recognize that, like, I'm actually going to go ahead and counter this. I really don't want to. I actually like my hand. Okay, so yeah, this is a good example of the issue with the deck. So right now, I've drawn into just 1 entire creature this entire time. And yeah, I'm going to have to scry here. I like both options, but I don't really think I need the Scavenging Ooze right now. I don't think I have to worry about the graveyard as far as I know, so just gonna go ahead and just play this guy. I get to protect him, which is huge, with Nyxian Veil. Yeah. Nope, no thank you. And he has counters, which is huge, so no more Heartless Act to worry about, right? He has to have something else. He might have an Eliminate or Binding of the Old Gods, but which looks like it's going to be the case here, but generally that's okay. Oh wow, Extinction Event for 1 creature. It's a pretty good deal, honestly. So I'm gonna wait. Just gonna keep on waiting. No reason to play Primal Empathy right now. So this is where the issue starts happening. Control getting access to more mana. Been managed to hold out a little bit longer. Tigrid is pretty rough. I need to find a way to get rid of Tigrid, honestly. Oh yeah. I think we're just gonna play this guy then. Yeah. Yeah, Tigrid is going to steal our stuff too, which is pretty huge. So we might lose here, because he might play sacrifice spells, which would be the right thing to do. If you're focusing on having Tigrid as kind of your forerunner. Yep, and there's Professor Onyx as well. Okay, so we are going to just scoop here. So again, this is the issue with the Quandrix counters deck. Just that balance of how do I fit creatures and non-creatures, and usually you want a good split, but then there are games like that where you only draw non-creature spells, and then by the time you get to your creatures, it's much too late. So that's kind of like, I mean, I do like it. In general, I like the kind of idea behind it. I like the theme behind it. But it does have its biggest issue compared to the rest of the schools at the end of the day because of that weird synergy balance. We're going first. I think I have to mulligan this, right? Yeah, probably. Too many heavy drops. This I can keep. Don't think I need 2 negates, so that's... yeah. So... I'm not going to try and... How do I say this? I'm not going to try and tell you that The randomizer, you know, is, you know, whatever it is. Because, you know, I'm sure, I mean, my thought process would be each card has its number and then it gets shuffled randomly in. But I look at it and say, doesn't happen enough where, yeah. There's too much happening where that doesn't feel right, if that makes sense. Yep, I'm actually going to just hold for the negate here. Yeah, honestly, Simic Ramp, or sorry, Quandrix Ramp, it's just a much better version. I'm actually going to go ahead and negate that. I don't want them to draw a card. Unfortunately, they still get the cast trigger, but negating drawing a card is actually pretty huge, I would say. So, classic example of what's happening here is that I would have been mana screwed had I not drawn the Symbiosis. So that, again, that's my tidbit for trying to beat the randomizer. Just play cards that, like, the randomizer can't, like, do anything about. So I'm going to do Hexproof here. Yeah, +2/+2 is kind of insane if you think about it, but... I'm actually going to eat now. Just in case he might not have a 5,000 billionth rip apart. Oh, did our opponent get mana screwed too? It's about time, honestly. Oh, okay. Well, still has access to stuff, but... yeah. Actually, can't attack. And also, have fun taking 10. So again, this is the kind of like situation where the deck looks great. Because we were able to protect our creatures, we were able to kind of slow roll the opponent just a little bit long enough. So it did end up working out. Yep, that's fine. You still have big things to worry about, so I'm not too worried, honestly. Sure. Yep, can you do 14? Sure. Oh, wow, he... Jesus Christ, that's so dumb. Well, we lose the game. Gosh, game. So it's situations where like that it frustrates me. I'm not even really sure what I was looking at. Oh, and we deranked. So, again, this deck has been so hard for me to balance out, and I felt like this was kind of the better version, and I haven't quite figured it out yet. So this is a challenge for you guys in the comments. Find me a better version to play, because I just cannot find a way to make this deck work. Maybe it's just not in, maybe in the current meta it's just no good, but you guys let me know in the comments down below, so really help your boy out. But I hope you guys enjoyed that nonetheless. Right now, up top, YouTube is showing you my most recent upload, and right below that is a video that YouTube thinks you specifically like, so go ahead, check those out, explore the channel, it really helps me out. I know this might have been a bit of a bummer for some of you guys who wanted to play Quandrix, but again, it's a good challenge, right? It's a good challenge for you guys to maybe we work together here. So thank you all so much for watching. See you for your next NerdPhil.